Okay, so doing this a little bit different today, boys. Today we're doing my monthly movie recap, and again, monthly movie recap. We're doing it live. I normally record this, trim it down just a little bit. I don't do a ton of editing on these. These are relatively low effort, and then I upload them. It's been a while since I've done one, like 2 or 3 months. I know they're supposed to be monthly, but again, this is no surprise. This has been the case for all the episodes thus far. But I watched the Godfather Part 1 tonight. So that's what prompted me to do my monthly movie recap. And I decided to do it live just to mix things up a little. Obviously, we're on the webcam, which I think I've recorded all the monthly movie recaps on, rather than using the nicer camera on my phone. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and talk. I guess we'll start with The Godfather, since that's the one I opened with. And I got to pull up a text document just to make sure I don't miss anything. By the way, the file I saved for this is called Recap April. So I was planning to upload this in April. Yeah. So I watched The Godfather Part 1 tonight, which, great movie. It's one of the classics. It's considered to be one of the greatest gangster movies ever made. Stars Marlon Brando as Don Vito Corleone. The titular Godfather, I'll make him an offer he can't refuse, that guy. And it also stars Al Pacino as his son, Michael Corleone, who initially doesn't want anything to do with the crime family, but then, as the movie goes on, he evolves from being reluctant into doing that into being a natural-born mafioso and much more ruthless than even his father, considerably so. I look forward to watching 2 and 3. I know 3 is not the most well-received. 2, I think, is considered by most to be, the best one. So we'll see. Yeah, I really like The Godfather. It's a long movie. It's 3 hours long. None of the, it has violence. It is a violent movie, but it's not, violent all the time. There's plenty of scenes that just have character development and world building where they're just talking and doing stuff normally. So it does, give you room to breathe between the violence. And one of the most iconic scenes, obviously, is the horse head in the bed. There's a scene on a boat that I thought was going to be in it, but I guess that's going to be in the second movie, probably. So there you go. But yeah, do let me know if you like me doing this monthly movie recap live. I know it's 2 a.m., so nobody's watching this at the moment, so maybe doing it live doesn't matter. Maybe nobody cares. Maybe either way is fine. Maybe I should just stick to doing it the other way. I don't know. But yeah, Godfather Part 1, pretty good. I'm looking forward to seeing the other 2. I have a trilogy set that has 1, and then it has a recut, or it has 1, 2, and then a recut of 3 called The Godfather Coda. We'll see how that goes. I'll probably review the trilogy once I finish watching that set. I'd never seen The Godfather before. As it stands, I think comparing Part 1 to Scarface, which also had Al Pacino in it, I think I prefer Scarface, but The Godfather was still really good. We'll see how Part 2 compares. But yeah, that's enough about The Godfather, I think. That was a good starting point. Next, we'll talk about The One. Now, this is a movie that my friend showed me. It is kind of like a Matrix ripoff in some regards, because it has a lot of Matrix-type effects. Came out in, the 2000s. I think it was, 2000 on the dot, or, 2001 or 2 at best. It's super early 2000s. But it has a lot of Matrix slow motion and cheesy effects, and it very clearly took inspiration from the Matrix. And the soundtrack is the most fucking 2000 soundtrack I've ever heard, because it's got it unironically has Down with the Sickness, Bodies by Drowning Pool, Last Resort, and Blood Brothers by Papa Roach. Was there any others? The point is, the soundtrack is the most 2000s fucking soundtrack I've ever heard, and I love it. Yeah, it was fun. Basically, the plot of that movie was this guy was going to different dimensions to kill all the other versions of himself, because in this multiverse, apparently, if you kill all the other versions of yourself, you basically become God. So that was pretty cool. Very fun, very cheesy and stupid movie. It's not winning, it's not a masterpiece by any stretch, but it was fun, and I quite enjoyed it. So I'm glad my friend showed it to me before it expired on Hulu, because that's something he does. is he'll bookmark stuff on Hulu that he think I might like, and then we'll try to watch it before it expires, because when something is getting close to expiring, that takes priority if it's something we think we would both like. But yeah, that's the one. Now on to Edge of 17, which my other friend, who we call Rem on the channel, showed me, and I fucking hated that movie. So for context, we were doing movie nights, which me and this friend Rem, we do quite a bit, where he'll show me a movie, I'll show him a movie, sometimes I'll show him a TV show, sometimes he'll show me a TV show, sometimes we'll play a video game, etc. You know how we do. But we were doing a romantic comedy night, although the movie Edge of 17 is more of a angsty teen drama, and I fucking hate it, but... and I don't like romantic comedies. It's a genre I hate. I'm very cynical about romance, and romantic comedies tend to be cliched and stupid. There are some that I like, and I showed him one of my favorites. It Happened One Night by Frank Capra, starring Clark Gable. I'm a big fan of Clark Gable, and Frank Capra as the director. Classic movie. So, that was fun. I showed him that, and then he showed me Edge of 17. Or no, he showed me the Edge of 17 first, I think. And then I showed him that. And I fucking hated it. Yeah, Edge of 17 was absolute trash. It was basically just this whiny teenage girl complaining that, like, the hot guys don't want to be with her, and, like, saying, oh no, feel bad for me because my dad died 4 years ago, and it's like, dude, this character is really whiny and I don't like her. And she's, like, trying to seem cool and not awkward, and then there's this guy that's like, oh no, he's awkward, he's shy, he doesn't know how to talk to girls. And it's like, it's just bad. I fucking hate it. The only thing I liked was Woody Harrelson's character as a teacher, who's this teacher that just doesn't give a shit. I mean, he does give a shit, but he's very sarcastic and shit. He was fun. But the rest of the movie I absolutely despised. Which was the case with the other romantic comedy that Rem showed me in the past, being Friends with Benefits. I'd say Friends with Benefits was actually slightly better, even though I hated it. Just because it didn't annoy me the entire time like that. Like, it was cliched and stupid. But, like, Woody Harrelson was also in that one, and he was kind of funny. I laughed more. I think I laughed 14 times at Friends with Benefits. It was considerably less with Edge of 17. And I did not care about the drama, because this girl did not have any real problems, because teenage girls are barely people. But yeah, so yeah, that's that. I also saw some of the Tomy movies, or Tomie, however you say it, the Junji Ito series, right? So we saw Tomy 1, me and Kyler, we watched the Tomy movies, because he has the movies, and then I have the TV series, Tomy Another Face. So we've watched Tomy, Tomy Replay, Tomy Rebirth, and then Tomy Another Face, which again is a 3-episode TV miniseries that basically is just another movie, but with 3 separate little stories. And if you don't know about that story, it's his longest-running manga. It's about a girl who can't die, so... That's, like, the big plot, and she, like, drives people to want to kill her, and then, like, she replicates from, like, all the parts of her that get cut up and stuff. Very cool series. It's Junji Ito. The movies, they're pretty fun. They're maybe not... They're nowhere near as good as the manga. Some of the movies are definitely better than others. Some of them are kind of slow and don't have Tomy in it a lot. Other ones are actually a lot better paced at that. So it is kind of a mixed bag. There's still a couple other Tomy movies I need to see that Kyler has. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, those are the movies I've seen for this monthly movie recap. And I did this one as a live stream, which means it's not edited, so you got all my breaths and scratches and burps and stuff in, so that's fun. Because again, normally I edit this down at least a little bit, but since I went live, didn't do that today. And now that I've looked at that text document and actually done it, I can go ahead and delete it. And hopefully we'll watch some more movies. So I'll have more to say next month. I plan on watching Godfather 2 next week, I think. Next weekend. I also got that Clark Gable set finally. I also still haven't watched any of the movies I got for Christmas. So, yeah, very short stream, like 10 minutes. But hey, thought it'd be fun to do a monthly movie recap live. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it wasn't fun. But we'll see. I mean, being live didn't mean anything right now because it's fucking 2 a.m. and nobody watched. But there it is. Let me know if you want me to do it like this live and unedited, or if you like it better when I kind of trim it down a bit. But anyway, just experimenting with this one. Have a good one. Toodles.